A Phase Connect official notice, an important notice regarding recent events. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for supporting Phase Connect. Recent comments made on Twitter, they're not using X, by one of our talents included discussion of sensitive issues. Following an internal review, these comments were taken down. We sincerely apologize for any issues caused by this incident. Phase Connect's focus has been and always will be providing entertainment through different personalities and a wide range of unique content. We will not tolerate racism, hatred, or bigotry in our communities. Thank you for understanding and your continued support of Phase Connect and our talent.
What did she say that was racist and hateful?
She doesn't want politics in Minecraft.
The biggest joke with Jelly is that she's Jitler, right? Like, what? Who is this for?
Okay,
I'm not surprised. I'm 1,000% not surprised that FaZe made this, and I am just.
I don't even know that much about Jelly, but just from the tweets that I did see, I mean, wasn't she just criticizing they were putting political stuff in Minecraft? And she was like,
DLC.
I just want to play my game. Why do I have to see this stupid stuff? And also, didn't she say, is she not American or something?
Can
we recap this a little bit?
Yeah. She's Southeast Asia.
I agree. Okay. I agree. Let's. So this is a VTuber, correct? And she was critical of the Minecraft free downloadable content, correct? Is that what we're talking about?
Correct.
Yeah. She basically
it's called Good Trouble.
Yes.
It's about protesting and
this is it's deleted, but this is a screenshot of the tweet.
Okay.
Let's bring it up.
Yep. I'll get it. Here we go. All right. We have this from Jelly over here. Once again, a VTuber who's been let go. Screw it, man. I think pushing Paul.
I don't know if she's been let go.
So
she made a joke about that.
No, they just
unemployment simulator.
Yeah. They just took her tweets down. They didn't let her go.
Yeah, so she didn't delete it because as far as I know, it went down while she was live. So it was management deleting the tweet.
Okay,
it's been deleted probably 10 plus hours ago, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so we actually read this on the show yesterday. This Good Trouble DLC that's in Minecraft, and she said, "Screw it, man. I think pushing politics in my children's sandbox game is disgusting, especially when it's disguised as, quote, education. Let me play my stupid block game without having to engage or associate with any of your stupid political garbage that I literally do not care about." And that ultimately has led to this right here. The idea,
which is again a huge problem, because this is why I started talking more about politics, is because I want my games to be politics free. I don't want my games to have a right-wing slant. I don't want to be doing weird shit with right-wing messaging in video games. I want them to just be fucking video games. And this is what's gotten me attacked for ages. And more people have been able to speak out about things because I've been sort of a lightning rod for the attacks for this stuff. But now somebody saying something as milquetoast as this, not only getting pushback, but their company not standing behind them and having to put out something like this because seething Twitter freaks were kicking up a fuss. It's absolutely ridiculous, and I am, once again, just not surprised that FaZe put out this announcement.
I keep saying this every day the last week or so, but we are literally rewinding to 2020 right now. Everything is playing just how it did 5-6 years ago, where everything's so hypersensitive. People are actually getting removed from positions and getting forced to delete tweets. And one thing I want to point out too, because everyone who's angry at people like Jelly who are bringing this up, they say oh, it's just a DLC. What do you care? Well, first of all, it's a game with a lot of kids. And the other thing people don't, for some reason, no one seems to recognize this, but Minecraft has collaborated with a lot of schools, public schools, with this DLC. And these kids who are going to public schools, they're getting this. They're not signing up for this. It's a part of the curriculum. So if you have some sort of an issue with this, it's going to go to kids, whether they like it or not, if they're in a public school. So I think it's a very valid thing to say, beyond just saying get rid of politics in a game like Minecraft. It goes beyond that.
And I was going to add to that as well. I don't have the tweets on hand, but there were people who went and played this DLC, and they were like, this isn't just talking about civil rights leaders in the past. It's encouraging children to go and make good trouble right now. It's encouraging them to become a part of the protests and the growing anger on the left that's happening right now. And it's for all of us, when we see, people getting shot by ICE or whatever, none of us are celebrating that. We're we don't want that to happen. We want the Democrats to stop telling people to put their lives in danger because we're trying to get rid of criminals. We don't want this to happen. And yet you have things like this weird DLC coming in being like, hello, children, you need to be good allies. You need to get out there and you need to make some good trouble. You're doing it for a good cause. You're going to be on the right side of history like all of these other people were.
Yeah, the tweet you're talking about, I saw that where basically they're saying the emphasis on the game and like the education, it's way less on the historical context or like the history of the figures involved. It's way more about teaching kids how to protest and, like you said, cause good trouble.
Propaganda.
Well, have you seen all the protests like in the middle schools right now? Like in like literal like middle schools, not even just like high schools too. But I'm seeing like protests inside of middle schools, like kids like leaving class. I guess some teachers are encouraging it. And like they're just protesting in their halls and they go outside and they go through the the hallways and outside and like they're just all protesting it. But it's just crazy. Like, why are we encouraging
they literally don't even know what they're protesting.
No.
They don't even understand.
They're doing like TikTok
dances
dances and they just want to get out of class. Like, come on, we were all kids.
I mean, once again,
like,
this is perpetuating the don't ask questions, right? The kids just want to get out of school. They don't care what it is, but they're going to be absorbing this messaging passively. And when they become adults, they're going to be repeating this messaging without realizing exactly what happened when they were in school, which is the entire point of the communists controlling the institutions of education.
I guess I just don't understand too. I mean, Phase Connect, in this post, it says, like, we do not tolerate racism, hatred, or bigotry. That makes it sound as if her posts were doing that, which they weren't. Like,
right?
It's just so crappy. Like, she's their talent. They should be supporting their talent. And it just all goes back to, like, you know, these loud people on the internet want to criticize someone and make a caricature out of someone when they're not even saying what they want. Like, what they really want everyone to say is like, we want you to die. Like, you don't deserve anything, blah, blah. So then they would have something to actually be able to say, look, this is what they're saying. But we're not even saying that. So they have to go and like make things up. But then it's all about appearances.
Yes,
it's all about,
it's literally what we talked about earlier about being punished, not for what you actually said, but for what people are perceiving.
Yeah, for the appearances. That's all that matters at the end of the day. But like, this is just crazy that this company is throwing her under the bus, making her look stupid. It's just, I don't know. It's just crazy.
Well, it's like the people who hate me and go after me. They've adopted the like, well, Pippa's become a good girl. She's now doing the right things. The only reason she had a bad reputation was because of Kirsha. Like, completely trying to retcon how I even came into any sort of like being, right? Like, I was always a small streamer. I played MMOs. Pippa was my friend. And I've always stated outwardly, like, I don't think I would have grown as fast as I did if it weren't for doing stuff with her, right? She was a huge part of like what got more eyes on me in general. And I'm gonna forever be grateful for that. I love Pippa. I don't really love FaZe. Love Pippa. And them bending the knee and like throwing Jelly under the bus here is going to open up the rest of their talents who even try to toe that safe, edgy line. It's going to open them up to being attacked by the mob, and they can't count on anyone standing behind them and backing them up.
And the public perception is that everyone in FaZe is super edgy and like crazy, and like that's already the reputation.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you see people in the chat right now, and I don't remember what exactly all happened with the Clara girl. But I do remember her saying
comments about Kirk.
It was, the comments, like she was happy about what happened to Charlie Kirk and stuff, which like I guess maybe because it was on a personal account, even though everyone knew it was her, it wasn't on her like main official Twitter account. They didn't say anything, but still everyone was talking about it. Everyone knew she said it. And
like everybody talks about the Kirk comments and they forget that after the election, she wished that conservative women would have miscarriages so that they can feel the repercussions of their policies.
I didn't see that. Wait, Clara said that?
I didn't see that one.
Wait,
yeah, that was after the election. Yeah.
Is this a talent agency?
Yes.
Yes.
Face
Yeah,
Connect
yeah,
is a
Can I
VTuber.
just be the guy that everyone's going to hate per usual? Can I just be that guy?
Yeah, please.
Because this conversation drives me insane. Here's the deal. So if all of you guys out there if you guys disagree with what just happened and you're part of that talent agency, I'm hoping to God you are all leaving, correct? No, you won't. So if you're wondering why this keeps happening over and over again, is because one side is very safe to keep pushing around because they do fuck all. They do literally nothing except bitch and moan like we're doing now, and then don't do anything about it. If you want change to start happening, you all got to make sacrifices. I know it sucks. Lord knows I made it. Believe me, gave up literally everything. You're going to have to do something, guys. Otherwise, this just is going to keep going on. Because if I have to pick between pushing two different people, I push this guy, they punch me in the face repeatedly, or these people who write me a very angry letter, I'm going to be on the side of the people that won't, I don't want to be punched. So I'm always going to mess around with the people, just write their little letter, and then that's it. So you guys have to start growing some balls, making some very big sacrifices. You're all going to lose a lot here, but if you want to gain some ground, you're going to have to make deep sacrifices and start investing in new talent agencies, new forms of entertainment. All these things you've got to put money there. Otherwise, none of this changes. Because why would you? If you owned a business, wouldn't you just push around the guy that writes a letter? That's easy. Oh, fuck. Okay, that's easy. I get to do that and still make my money. You see, like, I hate to be that guy, but them's the facts.
No, I agree with
you're
you.
correct. And
you're right. The
it.
only thing is, though, is like, and I saw someone in the chat say this, and it's what I thought about too, but like, when it comes to companies like FaZe Connect, like FaZe Connect owns their IPs, correct? So it's a little more difficult than just walking away from a regular talent agency. With FaZe Connect, they own their IPs. Like, if they were to walk away, like, I'm not sure that they would be able to just break a contract easily like that, but then B, I'm not sure if they would even be able to tell anyone who they are, and they wouldn't be able to keep their model. They might not be able to keep their audience. I mean, they might be able to do stuff hush hush. And no, I get it. I'm just saying it would be a big sacrifice, but yeah.
Guys, I left a 6-figure job, health insurance. I've got diseases. I left it during cancer, and went to have to work in retail.
Women, though.
I'm saying you're all going to have to make some sacrifices.
No, it's true.
Going to have to happen.
If you really care, if it's something that's really important to you, then yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
I would love to add more to what you said, but there's a lot that I can't talk about publicly just yet. So I'm going to stand here and I'm going to watch the fire burn.
Well, so and what goes back to Phoenix, I think everything you said is right. Everybody here has taken some sort of risk, throughout their career, right?
Just being on this show is a risk. So I applaud everyone here just for doing that. Yeah.
Right. We have had people who said, I can't believe you're going on side strollers. Do you know what they talk about on their show? And we say really abhorrent statements like, man, I really wish that people could just play Minecraft without propaganda, right? Like, that's it. That's the abhorrent statement.
This is what I touched on earlier. Like, these companies, they kowtow the line to leftist politics. They don't overtly talk about them. They don't overtly start like chanting Black Lives Matter, right? But they kowtow to what the mainstream acceptable opinions are. And if they throw out a couple of nugget jokes occasionally to encourage like donations, that's completely different than actually having convictions.
I think it would be very interesting. And I understand the quandary, the business issue of this, Straub, of the idea of like, look, they own the IP, right? But what they don't own is the personality. And while the model may look great, right, that can easily be overtaken or replicated.
Well, I also think that that's not a super big argument in current year, right? Because like, look how big Doki got after she was removed from Niji Sanji. Look at the ex-V Shoujo talents. Like, everybody knew who they were. And look at the people who joined V Shoujo after exiting Niji Sanji, right? Like, everybody's going to know who the people are, even if they can't overtly say like, hey, yeah, I used to be this person. Right. And like, they always get massive amounts of support.
I agree with that. I guess I was just trying to touch on why it would be maybe, I mean, it's scary regardless, right? Yeah. Like, it's scary for anybody to lose something that's so, impactful in their life. But like, I mean, I agree with what Phoenix said. I was just trying to kind of show like, it's not as easy as necessarily just walking away. I just don't know how it works with like agencies like that with like contracts and stuff, but that's just separate.
I mean, I agree with you there, where like the biggest worry would be if you're used to being in a company and you're used to like having management take care of like all your sponsorships and take care of all your merch and take care of all this stuff, it could be really daunting and really overwhelming to suddenly be like, well, now I have to do all of this myself. I don't have any tertiary support. And yeah, it can be overwhelming. It can be daunting. But like, when you succeed, it feels really fucking good. Like, I'm busy all the time, but it's like, it's good busy. Would I like more free time? Absolutely, but I get rewarded for the effort that I put in. And so I can see that being really fucking daunting to leave a company, but it's like if you want to do things and you're being held back and you don't just want to be like coasting, I don't see the reason to stay.
I go back to back at Rooster Teeth. There was a guy named Ray Navarez, and Ray was a guy who he was known for. He did a lot of shows with this guy named Gavin, and it's like in 2014. And by the way, I know that Straub, you need to bounce in a couple minutes. By all means, you bounce, come back whenever you need to do it. But Ray left Rooster. Ray was making $40,000 a year at Rooster Teeth, and he left Rooster Teeth, and it was shocking to the audience. He took a chance on himself. He took the leap, went out, did his own thing. Guess how much he made his first month on his own?
I have no idea.
I'm hoping 40,000. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He made $40,000 his first month, and he's continued to see that success. So he took the leap. And look, Ray, we do not agree politically, at least I assume. I don't know. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. But he's a guy who took the leap, and that's truly what's going to need to happen here is now I understand the idea of VTubers being skeptical, because what they've done here is they've branded Jelly as, going back to their statement, they have literally branded her with these things. The idea of we do not tolerate racism, hatred, or bigotry in our communities, which is branding and putting the label on Jelly here. That is not fair. That's not fair at all.
Exactly. That's my biggest. I mean, all of this is crappy, but that would be my biggest issue with all of it.
It's
But yeah,
not
I'm
fair
gonna
now, it's
run
not fair in
real
the
quick. I
future.
might be back, but bye guys.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks, Straw.
Always a
Appreciate that.
pleasure.
Yes. Looking for we'll get Straw back in just a little bit in the intense battle of who makes the better
critical
banana bread. We'll get to that in just a minute.
I was saying, it's not fair in the future either, because there's going to be more people being like, okay, well, they already kowtowed to us for this one thing. Let's push it farther. There's these other jokes we don't like. There's these other talents we don't like in general. Let's do everything we can to try and isolate them. They're going to go after absolutely everything.
I agree. And look, I've made the leap. I know Phoenix made the leap. And you can't be scared, and it sucks. But
And like, this is why it's a big problem. Jerry, I keep calling you that. Jerry was like, I don't want politics in my block game. And everyone was like, this is a problem.
Here's,
It's a problem because
I want
it's
to point this
outside of the
out.
accepted mainstream.
Just want to point this out quickly. Like, I think about the situation with Advance and people now trying to use the new standard they created. The standard they created, I don't really think the mob of people going after them really want to apply it to anyone else anymore, because they got rid of who they were looking for, basically. And with FaZe, I think they want to, the people, the mob, angry at them, they want to get rid of the whole company. So they're not going to stop just with this girl. They're going to keep going after everyone in that company. It's like it's such a bad standard. It's going to really be happy for them.
It's like I said the other day that like Pippa's audience wants my head on a pike, and it's like that never used to be the case, but her audience has very much shifted. And I love Pippa. There's no issues between us, because some people are going to misconstrue things. Like, we're completely fine, but like her audience absolutely loathes me. And there are going to be a subset of people who are like, well, that's just not true, Kirsha. And it's like, well, maybe you don't. But like the overwhelming majority at this point, you can see on Twitter, you can see in like other places where this stuff gets discussed, I am very much not liked. And it's not just that, it's also other aspects in that company. And it's like, well, that's very weird to me. And it just seems like there's an entire audience shift going on in general over there. And these people pushing and FaZe capitulating to them is going to make that audience shift much further and much faster than it already was going.
Man, there's a lot here. And this will be a this is not the first or last time. And I'll say this. What you see here, I think, is a really good example of kind of the difference between you have one side that just wants to attack and claw, right? They're like fucking scavengers, just like, writing those nasty emails. And then you have another side that is looking to build and create, right? And I think that's golly, that's so. It's tough to see this continue to happen, and I think Rev, you said this. We're going back to 2020 again. This can't happen. We can't. We can't do this. And how do we avoid doing that? Going back to 2020. With the cancellation attempts. I thought we were long past this nonsense.
In this week alone, I mean, there's been, I would say, beyond just my situation, this current one, there's been also a couple other situations like this. And every time there's been an opportunity to stand up to this stuff, it hasn't happened at all. It's like one domino after another. And when I was talking about, because I made a video about the Jelly situation yesterday, and I mentioned like there was people specifically tagging her agency saying, you got to do something about this. That's always been happening, but the last couple of years, not so much. I mean, we know situations like with Kirsha and Gamersubs, that was obviously a big thing, but I think people have seen what's happened to me and Straub and other people. It's like it's building momentum. Now they know this works, and they're going to keep doing it over and over again.
More.
Yes. Yep. And I wish this situation of all of them, which I thought should have been pretty straightforward, they would have tried to, but, and I know like Kirsha's not surprised by this, but still, like, I don't know, it's just disappointing.
I'm just so enamored by this whole thing. It's funny because I privately reached out to a few people. I posted over on X, like, dude, there should be an alternative. Like when you guys get canceled, like that's fucking nonsense. The whole thing's fucking nonsense. And
yeah, it is.
Everybody sees that. And I just have such a hard time. Like, am I missing context here? Is this like literally all that she said?
That's
here?
literally it.
That's it. I feel like there's like, I'm taking crazy pills here, looking at this, trying to figure out
it's the same with
what is
Red's
wrong.
situation, right? Like, he didn't say anything crazy. He didn't say, go, my minions, attack this other VTuber. And he was accused of harassment. And eventually, he got dropped. Jelly did nothing wrong here. She was being apolitical. She was being, I don't want politics in my video game. But this is why I keep saying the people who say, I don't want politics in, don't understand what they're actually advocating for. Because we don't want it, right? But when people say that, what they mean is they don't want anyone like Jelly saying they don't want politics. They want them to shut up and accept the leftist version of things, accept the encroachment of everything coming into the video games of a left-wing perspective. They don't want anyone to speak out about it. And it's very frustrating because it's like, I don't want the opposite to happen, where it's like right-wing ideals and right-wing propaganda stuffed into everything. I want it to just, block game should be block game. Or, like I just want games to be as they are without any kind of propaganda and without any kind of like weird fucking moral preaching to people. That's what I want it to be.
So, and this is one thing that I've noticed because I for the longest time have said the exact same thing. We don't want that. And that's one of the big differences. They do. Right? Mm-hmm. We're saying we don't want any of this stuff in our games, but they're going, no. Keep throwing all that shit in there. Keep, because we're gonna change the way people think about it, man. It's a mess. It's a fucking mess.
I don't know if I have like a. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say because it's like those of us like us here and Jelly, we're like we literally just want things to be apolitical, and then the majority of people when we say that will try to shout us down and be like, it was apolitical, like you just want us dead. Like it's not actually apolitical. It's empathy, right? And it's like, shut up. We don't want any of that.
I was just gonna say, like, I don't know if I don't have like a bad pulse on Jelly's community. I'm not like someone who's active there at all, but like from what I saw, whether it's clips, tweets, the original tweet itself, it seems like everyone in her community had no issue with this whatsoever. They weren't surprised by it. They didn't disagree with it. It was overwhelming support in the replies. Like this is the typical like cancellation sort of, I guess like the route where the replies on the original tweet, everyone agrees. And then the quotes are all seething because they like to quote and get the most reach that way. And it's like, it's a clear divide. It's like, you got all the fans there in the replies. They have no issues. And now you're capitulating to these people in the quotes who have no interest in anything she's doing or what FaZe is doing. And we keep seeing this happening. It's just so self-destructive for a company or an agency.
It is. It's very interesting as well that like everyone in the audience was completely fine with it. They had no reason to be upset with it. And then for some reason the company thought that they needed to apologize for it. Like it doesn't make sense. And if I was like a viewer, the only thing I could take from that is like, my company is going to try and make the things I like about my Oshi less so.
Blabs, can you? I see that tweet down there, or that from Elsie right there. Can you get that archive right there? Because I am fascinated by this because that is the most milk toast take I've ever seen, and to see an agent just totally drop that because of that, I am honestly like I just don't understand. I just truly don't understand. Like, and once again, here it is. Thank you so much, Elsie, for this. Here is the archive of this. We saw this earlier. I'm just tired of seeing it. Why does it even need to push the real world matters in my block game? I'm playing. Okay, yeah, they're going to remove slavery. Okay, like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Yeah, wow. This is my brain does not comprehend what I'm looking at here, and
this is another reason why like Jelly will make jokes, Pippa made jokes in the past, and everyone would be like, "Oh, that means they're political. That means they're right wing." And it's like, no, it doesn't. You don't know anything about their actual politics. They just like making edgy jokes because humor is humor. And you shouldn't be ascribed a political box because you're actually making jokes. And it's ridiculous when people are. But simply making something like an edgy joke or simply saying, hey guys, I wish things could be apolitical. People on the left are just like, well, you're clearly pandering to the right wing. You're clearly courting Nazis. It's ridiculous. Like, you can't actually have this I just want to grill mentality because you're forced into a side whether you want to be or not. And that's why I wish the companies would stand behind people more.
obey YouTube. Watch this video. It's suggested for you.